OK, well, you might think that one Chancellor is more than enough for anyone, but here in the East Midlands we have Britain's youth Chancellor. He's Jamie Read-Tannock, a sixth former at Arnold Hill Academy in Nottingham. He's 17 and he's given us his ideas on what he'd do with the economy.
I became Youth Chancellor by entering a competition run by the Citizenship Foundation called the S2E23 competition. I didn't expect I'd win, to be honest, but now I'm here, it's quite nice. Well, I went down to London. I got to meet George Osborne in number 11, and I also made a speech in the Houses of Parliament, and I got a free iPad, which was really nice. I also told him about the Costa coffee on Mapley Top, which had 1,700 applications for 8 places. The big things that I'd do if I was Chancellor would be to continue with increases to personal allowance. I want it over £10,000 at least. I'd want to reduce corporation tax and free up businesses so that they're more free to get us out of the economic mess we're in. And I'd want to give more funding to youth apprenticeships and adult apprenticeships too.
This is a budget that doesn't duck our nation's problems. It confronts them head on.
It's difficult to say how George Osborne's doing because he's got so little that he can do. The way I think of it is that, it's like being in a sailing boat. You can pull on as many ropes as you want, but if there's no wind, you're not going to go anywhere.
It's a budget that wants to be prosperous, solvent and free. Thank you, and I commend it to the House.
And I commend this budget to the House.
Nikki, Jamie said it all there, really, didn't he? Without any wind in your sails, you can't exactly do very much.
Well, and I think, a remarkably sensible 17-year-old, and I suspect he's got a great future ahead of him in politics or whatever he decides to do. I mean, he is right. We are in very tough economic times, and there's no doubt about it. And that's why George Osborne took great pains to say this is a fiscally neutral budget. So whatever we gave to people, it had to balance elsewhere. We cannot carry on spending more than we've got over and over again.
Chris, what did you make of our youth Chancellor?
Well, I think he was very good. I mean, it's actually the younger people I'm worried about most of all today, especially if you think about all of those extra costs that are on their shoulders, whether it's housing, tuition fees. I mean, you go through the list, never mind pensions for when you're in your old age. I mean, I think we've got to really start focusing on kick-starting the economy because it's the jobs and getting people productive that will make the difference. Currently, our productivity is shrinking back, and that's not good for our world competitiveness.
OK, well, you can find out more about the budget and what it means here on our political editor John Hess's blog.